Sasa wewe nipe hiyo kitu wewe upambane na. Nasema you are not the only one who loves mango. Umeweka wapi? Nje tu. Ukutaka na pai. Pange basi. Ama hata uchukue hiyo ni sasa hiyo pipe. Huko ni sasa. Hatuwezi connect hapa pipe na bado niendelee kuchota. Hi family. How have you been? I hope you've been great. You and your loved ones from whichever part of the world you're catching this vlog from. I really do hope you are great. It's been a minute since I have uploaded the video. It's about a week. In my last vlog, I mentioned that I've been having tooth issues. Actually, they were just sorted today. Toothache, I believe, is one of the worst aches ever. And it's made me quite uncomfortable the last month or so. You know, when you have a toothache, basically you feel like every part of your body is aching. You feel like even your very hair and nails are also aching. It's been pretty uncomfortable, but I'm happy that that has been sorted. It reminds me of a friend who was narrating their woes with their teeth at some point, and they were telling us how it was so painful that they decided to wake up at night around 3 a.m., drive to the hospital. It was not a 24-hour hospital, so they decided to go and wait for the doctor there. Like you can imagine, they got there say around 4 a.m. and then they decided to wait for the doctor to arrive at around 8 a.m. They were like, yeah, it's okay, it's fine. Let me just wait out here instead of staying in the house. So yeah, I'm glad my issue was sorted. My tooth was so badly damaged that they had to extract it. Worse still, most parts of the teeth were already eroded. So you can imagine extracting a tooth that is already in pieces. It was really uncomfortable. But I'm glad it's out of the way. But let me tell you something about postponing stuff. So I've been having issues with my tooth, this particular tooth, since 2020. And I'm such a crybaby when it comes to hospital. So I've been postponing having this checked for the longest time, until now it got out of hand. And today I was like, whatever you guys need to do, I am ready for it, because this pain is too much. Believe you me or not, the procedure did not take even 20 minutes. Well, let's say give or take 30 minutes. And you can imagine, this is something I've been postponing for years and suffering from it, because the pain would be on and off, and I'd try different remedies, and then after some time it would still come back. There's a lesson in there that sometimes the things we're scared of are actually what will bring us relief. And sometimes it's better to go through some short-term discomfort and pain for a longer gain. So yeah, that is my lesson for today as I start this video. Today I'd want to take you along with us and show you what our evening routine is like on most days. So like today, we had some watering to do on our plants, And I also took time to just walk around the garden and see how things are looking. Interestingly, my kitchen garden is not looking the best, but my ornamental plants are amazing. They're doing great, they're thriving. Even the onions that we planted in a bucket seem to be doing well. I realized that in my area, potted plants or plants in controlled environment tend to do well. They tend to do better as opposed to planting directly in the garden. And I think this is because our area is pretty hot and dry. So the water dries out very fast. I'd also tried to plant some carrots in a crate. I was hoping at most to get baby carrots, but clearly the yield is nothing to write home about. And I think this is because I pretty much squeezed them so much, so they did not breathe or have enough room to expand, and the crate was also very shallow. So I've picked a few lessons here and there, and I will do better next time. You know, in gardening we say there are no gardening mistakes, only lessons. So I've picked a couple, and yeah, at least we also have something to cook, however small they are. We're just gonna have to cook them whole. They will make a mean salad nonetheless. I'm just one of those people who will always find the silver lining in whatever situation I find myself in. My ornamental plants are doing great, and I'm happy. There are people who actually do not know that succulents and aloe veras and desert plants bloom. They actually give very beautiful blooms. They're a sight to behold. As usual, it's rare for me to do a vlog where I'm not dancing, because I believe every day is celebration, for life. You could not even tell that I was having a toothache. But just being in the garden, being alive, really? Being with my loved ones, you're making dinner? Is something to celebrate. As usual, now let's go cook. We invite you to join us to see what we're cooking today. This is a collaboration. Awinja is making traditional vegetables that we call managu here. I cannot really remember the English name, but I'll try look for it. And she will also make ugali, and then I will make for them, what are they called? Mayai eggs. What are those eggs called? Scrambled eggs. Let's go. Don't your mommy. Oh, don't ban me. Go. So basically, when you're making these traditional vegetables, it is advised that you use a lot of onion, because we don't use a lot of spices for these vegetables. So you just put enough cooking oil, you put enough onion. You can use green onions if you prefer, by the way. And then for us to make it flavorful and more nutritious, we put milk as well. There is milk right there. Yep. So basically those are the ingredients. The vegetables, which are pre-boiled. So we boil them first, drain the water, and then fry them. Then we have cooking oil, we have salt, and we have milk. So join us, we'll show you the end product. Being a homemaker, I live for the days when I do not have to go to work out of home, and be able to spend time at home with my loved ones, and we get to do this together. When I'm at home, we really must cook together in the evenings. It's an activity we look forward to. We get to catch up and just have a good time. It reminds me of, the olden days, what we were taught in school about the olden days, and how oral tradition was passed by word of mouth. Well, oral is by word of mouth anyway. But before the education system came by, and there was record keeping through writing and, other ways of documenting, information was passed through oral history, where grandmothers would sit around the campfires, they cook, and they would tell stories to their grandchildren and their children around a fire. And then now the kids would in turn pass the information and the stories to their children. So I love borrowing this idea that as much as we're in modern times and we have modern facilities, this is our way of bonding. Just sitting out in the open skies and just talking and cooking together and talking generally about so many things. Behind the camera is my son, Lawi. He's usually also part of this. And then there is Awinja, who's like my little sister. We talk a lot about this and that, about everything. We catch up about Lawi's school. We talk about Awinja and her future plans and her business, and basically just have some winding down of the day. The food we made was delicious. It's starting to take shape. I don't know about you guys, where you come from, if it's a thing you do in your country when you're making vegetables, traditional vegetables. I don't know is it garnish really, or what you enrich them with. For us, it is usually milk most of the times, or in instances when we have ghee or tallow, we use that as well. But most of the times we just add in some milk to enrich the flavor and also make the vegetables more nutritious. This is not a new hack. This is a hack that has been passed down through generations, because we found our grandparents doing this and we borrowed a leaf, and we're not about to let go of that tradition yet. We love it. What do you call these vegetables in your country? That is assuming you have them. Here we call them managu. I will check the English name. I'm not very sure right now what they're called, but they are yummy. So it was getting late, and I decided to make the scrambled eggs outside while Awinja went inside the house to make ugali. We had hoped to cook everything together outside, but time was not on our side. Today we spent more time than usual watering the plants because it's been extremely dry. I've done scrambled eggs here before, my way, so this is not a new in this channel. And I'd still like to know how you make yours. We do not like to use a lot of spices in our house because we have people with very sensitive tummies. So we use farm fresh or market fresh vegetables and just make a decent, simple, yet yummy food. Very flavorful. So most of the times for my scrambled eggs, I use onions and green pepper. I didn't have any green peppers today. But by green peppers I mean capsicum or bell pepper. Sorry, not green pepper, bell pepper. So I didn't have that today, so I just used tomatoes, onions, and eggs, and it was just still amazing. I find that any food cooked on the charcoal stove, which we call a jiko here, is usually very tasty. It's just like the same way you cannot compare food made on an open fire with one that you do using an electric stove. It's quite never the same. The one cooked on the on the open fire is usually more tastier. You can see it was getting dark, but I still love being outside even after dark. Just that we love to cook and eat early so that by the time we go to sleep later on, all the food is usually already digested in our system. Meanwhile, inside the house, Awinja was making ugali. She first started by clearing the dishes that we'd used, and then she went right into making ugali. There's a friend of mine who said she doesn't know how to make ugali, or rather it's not the way they make it in their country. So today I'd like to demonstrate how we make it. The lovely lady called Magnolia. This vlog was inspired by you, or it was curated for you to show you how we make our ugali. Ugali is basically a cornmeal or a maize meal. It's a maize meal. Yes, I was about to say it's a maize meal food, but it's a meal that is made from maize flour. In our country, we make it really hard. In some other parts of the country, they make it very light, almost like porridge. Whatever people usually say, the end justifies the means. So however you like it, that is all right. You make it that way. Maybe when we visit you, we will have a chance to taste it. And when you visit our country, we'll be happy to have you taste how we make it this side of the world. So our food was ready and it was time to serve it. And my word, it was delicious. I've always believed any food made with love is scrumptious. I always say love is always the secret ingredient. And this was no exception. It was yummy to the last bite. Basically, this is how we share chores in our home. Whenever it's possible, we enjoy doing things together. Makes the whole experience better. And it's just our tradition, and we love to do this as much as possible. I hope you enjoyed this vlog, and I hope to see you soon again. Don't forget to share this vlog with a friend. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell, and don't forget to leave a comment if this is content that you loved watching. Until the next one, stay safe, and as usual, it's not goodbye, it is see you soon again, and wish me a quick recovery. Bye now.
Woke up to the sunshine, you're the first I see. In this crazy world, you're the one for me. Through the highs and lows, you're always by my side. With you every day's a roller coaster ride. Turn the music up, let's dance in the light. With you my friend, everything feels right. No one else compares, you're my perfect blend. In this life, you're my best friend. You're my best friend, my ride or die. In